Hey, um, this is a response to Sucker NC's 1985's Michael Jackson reaction video. A little older than you. My name is Lady Love. I'm from Philly, and I couldn't agree with you more about as far as Michael Jackson. Um, I do have a problem with the way people are disrespecting him in his death, and it just is the funniest thing how the media kills great celebrities and then they take and try to find other blame. Like paparazzi, I think there need to be a law against paparazzi getting as close as they do, infringing on popular people's personal lives. Um, yeah. Not only that, I also have a problem. Well, I have a problem with media. That's my biggest issue because I think a lot of people don't understand it. Don't understand that there's a cross between entertainment and just being sad. And you get people like, let's say the show TMZ. You get some stuff like, okay, they were the first ones to find out Michael Jackson was sick and even died. And, like, they think that made them popular, you know. And on some aspects it did because their site blew up so badly that they're trying to find out what happened. But I think shows like that, you know, needs to be banned. That's the problem with America right now. We so worried about everybody else's business to the point we can't take care of our own. We got so much going on in our own personal lives. Why do we care where a star eats, where they shop? They're not gonna pay my bills. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the arts and media to a degree where it's entertaining, but then there's the point where it's no longer entertaining, where it becomes very vile and like just a blatant act of, you know, going against privacy of people. And I'm so sick of Chris Brown. Not him as an artist, because let's do it wrong. I never listened to him. He's a talented singer. I just never listened to him. But I'm sick of the whole situation because I just think it's two sides to every story. And we're going to leave it alone. But back to Mike and the media. It was a lot of stars that are African American that have paved the way before Michael Jackson and have died like Michael Jackson. And it's just an ironic and sad note. Like, okay, you ever heard of the dancer Bojangles? Bojangles was the highest paid African American in his time. Yet he died penniless and from a bad heart. And he died doing what he loved, which was dancing. And I think of Michael Jackson and how it's like a remnant of like Bojangles, where he was on his way to doing a concert, even though in his health wasn't the greatest. It was found out now, and he had financial troubles. I'm glad he didn't pass away penniless, but the financial troubles are there. I can go on and on about a lot of African American stars um, before Michael Jackson big blew up, was almost in a godlike status for their time, and they died with nothing. Bessie Smith died with nothing. Josephine Baker died with nothing. Billie Holiday died with nothing. Zora Neale Hurston died with nothing in an institution. Now, she was one of the greatest writers in her time. She didn't get paid like Langston Hughes got paid. She had to work harder because she was a woman. But not only that, it's just a trend with black celebrities. Even with James Brown dying, who was his Michael Jackson's mentor, he died. And look how much financial trouble was in his estate after he passed. Because it's something about us African Americans that we just don't correlate with money and responsibility too well. Or we, because we grow up poor, we feel like we have a right, especially if we get a little bit of money, to blow it on frivolous things. That's not always true. I'm talking about it's not completely about Michael Jackson, but it just led me to talk about that. But one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs is it's Unbreakable. I had to think about it. I was supposed to say Invincible. Invincible is not is okay. I like that, but Unbreakable with him and Biggie Smalls, love it. Love it, love it, love it. You Rock My World, I love that. I would have to say some of his older stuff, like Wanna Be Starting Something, love that, love that. You know, you're a vegetable. And it took me forever to realize what he meant of being a vegetable. Um, Even though Billie Jean was a big hit, Billie Jean was not my favorite. I like Billie Jean. Love the video. Love how he came out with the spectators with the fly shoes and the suit. But I like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I Won't Rock With You. And then even some of his stuff with his brothers. I like that because it was like his energy was like surpassive to none of all of them. Now he was the shyest one out the group, but yet and still he shined naturally. And it's just something about seeing like some of that old stuff. That's all that. Now, then I like Bad, like in between some of the songs in Bad. You know, I have like my few like elite picks. Um, I even still have the Ebony magazine where he had the awesome photo shoot. He was wearing the cream and the gold. He looked really nice. And the only thing I wish people would leave him alone about his looks. My thing is this, and this is my theory. The Vitiligo, he couldn't stop that. But the plastic surgery, that was done by people's um, evil thinking and evil talks. You know, to talk about our nose, you know, talk about how, you know, our lips is... This is what kills me about when people take and tear down other black people. And even when other black people tear down other black people. People pay money to have lips like this. People pay money to have booties like ours. But we can't seem to accept ourselves as a whole. But everybody else can want to buy how our breasts and our bodies look. And if people, and it came from his family, he was very sensitive. It came from his family, and everybody's calling him big nose and whatnot and making fun of him. If he had more of a background and if people had more of a backbone in raising him, yeah, he would have been still Michael Jackson, but he might not have been what you saw before he passed away. And like it's a lot because when I saw him when he did that press conference, I looked at him and I didn't see the same guy that I fell in love with. He was still the icon, but I saw a man that was sick. I'm talking about up here. I'm talking about physically. And he was tired. And I think him having a life like his made him tired. People made him tired and weak. And he was so small because people were chipping away at his heart. He would give the world his heart and people would spit on him. But all I could say, and I'm going to end it on this note, if they spat on Jesus and he gave his life for the whole world, what else would you think they were going to do with Michael Jackson? He did not only help his own kind, but he helped people outside of the United States. Wasn't nobody giving like him. Nobody will ever give like him. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for donating. What have you given? Think about it.